Hello again. We are working on Pong, and in the last episode we figured out how to keep the paddle in one, restrict it to the same x coordinate all the time and just be able to change the y coordinate. So when we click on it, we can go up and down, but we can't move it over to this side of the screen. It just stays where it is. So it just stays in the same horizontal position and just moves vertically. Alright, so now we're gonna, it says here, add some bricks to your game and see how many bricks you can hit or smash and make disappear. Bricks are going to be extra turtles, each with an on-touching instruction. Again, you will need to add instructions to your get started procedure. Okay. Well, let's add a turtle. And how do we make it look like a brick? Let's see. Open backpack. I wonder if there are any. Sometimes there are some built-in shapes that kind of. So, in addition to this paintbrush tool, there are backgrounds that you can put behind your scene, and there are individual items. So let me see if any of these look like bricks. A bus stop. No. What's that? Note. Any of these guys? These are more for doing animation. So I doubt there's going to be a brick that I want to animate. Maybe. These green squares. Ooh, this kind of would almost make a cool paddle if it was the right way out. I'm gonna click this on. I'm gonna show you how you could make this into a. I'm gonna open this backpack and go to shapes. So I imported this shape, right? Actually, I'm going to get rid of this shape. And I'm going to copy this one over here just to hold on to it. And I'll show you what you can do. So I'm going to double click on this guy. And there's this nice trick. If you want to rotate something by 90 degrees, you just pick 90 here and that flipper thing. Oh! Did that work? Oh yeah, that looks okay. Let's see. And now our paddle, I don't know, I kind of like that look. It's just too big, right? So we just click on the magnifying glass with the minus sign and shrink it down a little bit. And I like that for a paddle. So what about for a brick? What are these things? They've got these dividers. I'm going to stick a divider. Oh! They're all a bunch of hearts. That's not what I was thinking. Let's see. What about... What's this one look like? Just a straight line. We could flip that, but that's kind of really more long and skinny than I was thinking. We could also just, like, maybe we want to just run into bunnies. So let me shrink this down a little bit. Let's say we want to do that. And notice it says shape icon 13 because that's the name of this. So shapes can have names as well as numbers. So it's a little bunny. So instead of a brick, we're going to smash into these guys. So what do I want to do with these? Well, let's get one working the way we want it, and then we'll see how we can make more of them. So what do we want? We want that when the ball touches this guy, we want this guy to disappear. Okay. So let's go to rules, and let's go to touching. And already, you know, I think like I might want to modify this at some point, so maybe add points when I hit one of those guys in addition to making him disappear or something like that. So I'm just going to I'm going to call this one handle touching. I just like a lot of times I like to name these like, you know, handle click or handle touching. It just helps me remember what it's there for. So like with bounce, it didn't really make sense to name it or miss. It didn't make sense to use bounce for the ball, because we also use bounce here, right? So it's a handle color and a handle touching, or a handle whatever color, that magenta, and a handle touching. So kind of bounce maybe makes better sense for that name, but I know I'm gonna write something that I know is just gonna be for when I touch something. So I'm gonna go to I'm gonna write on touching. I'm actually gonna copy this to make sure I spell it the same way in my procedures tab. I'm gonna click on the procedures tab and say to, and I'm pasting my name. To handle touching, I just want to disappear. Now, the way you make a turtle hide is with HT. That means hide turtle. Let's just double check and make sure in the vocabulary that that's a real word. HT, so it goes with H. And yep, it says HT and no inputs. It says stands for hide turtle. Hides the current turtle. Okay. CST. So ST is for showing the turtle. Given that there is a turtle on the page. So ST is a good one to know too, right? Because after we hide this guy at the beginning of the game, we want them all to be showing. So maybe in our get started, we're going to use ST. Let's see what's all I was going to say about this. That's all I can. Oh yeah, I also wanted to point out. You can click on if you're not sure, you know, what the name of the thing is that you're looking, because when you're starting out, you don't know all the words that there are, right? You can look under categories. So I know that hiding the turtle is going to have something to do with turtles and graphics, and a lot of the things you want to do will have to do with turtles and graphics. That's why this is the selection up at the top. So if I go here and just start kind of looking through, ask, no, it doesn't sound right, back, BG, click through, color under, distance, no, give turtle, no, that doesn't look right. You can look at these different things, and you can check through the definitions, and then HT stands for hide turtle. Ah, that sounds like what I want. And then it shows an example, and so then you can play around with it. And then if you want to make sure it works, here I'm going to type in CC and clear this out. To make sure it works, you can always say HT. And, oh, we hid the ball. So I say ST, and there it shows up again. Okay. So that brings up an interesting point. If I want to make sure that I'm talking to this guy, this is T1. Okay, you can see it right up here. It says backpack for T1 on page 1. If I click on this, it's this guy. If I want to make sure I'm talking to that guy, I can just say T1, comma, HT. Or T1, comma, ST. Okay? And if you want to say something to everybody, you say everyone, HT. Or everyone, ST. Notice it's when you say everyone, you mean all the turtles. So that didn't hide the score or the go button. Alright, so we said to handle touching, hide turtle, and in our rules, we say on touching, handle touching. So that means when we handle touching, let's make sure I say T1, handle touching, yoink, he disappears. Okay, T1, ST, there it comes back again. Okay, so looks like that should work. Let's hit play. Use the mouse to control the panel. And let's see, when he hits that bunny, can I make him hit the bunny? I don't know. Come on, he hit it. Yeah, it disappeared. Oh, it disappeared and he bounced off of it. That's interesting. So that's some behavior that we programmed in, but I didn't anticipate that. I forgot about that. So you might want to decide that you want him to bounce when he hits the bricks, or you might want him to do something else. And in that case, you have to program that in. But at this point, that's what he does. Now we could also, like I said, if you wanted to, we could program in so that we add points to the score. We could say, if you hit one of these guys, you hide the turtle and you set score to score +1. But again, now we have the issue of, you know, we said the game was finished when you got to 0, and now we can put the score down or up. So maybe what we need to do is, let's see, how do we check to see if we're at 0? Is when we checked the set score, right? And if the set score, where did we set the score? Oh yeah, that was that was on miss, right? So if we miss the ball, then we set the score down 1 and then check to see if we should finish or not. Well, we could do something similar. Actually, I'm going to copy this. Copy. Right after we set the score here. But now, see, we're making the score bigger. So now we want to check to see if the score got up to a certain point. Right? So, and really we want to check, maybe we need to know what the upper limit, what the winning score is, right? So why don't we make I'm going to make a winning score procedure. And I'm going to say output 3 for now, end. Because then this way, now I have a procedure that I can use. If I can copy this. For the beginning, I say set score 3, so I know in the beginning I'm going to set my score to 3. And also here, I'm going to check and see if I got above the winning score, then I'm going to finish also, okay? And again, you know, if you wanted to get a little more fancy, you could announce something different if you won versus if you lost or something like that. But my point is that this handle touching can get more complicated if you want. And then, you know, whatever you want to add in there. Let me save this. And so now, oh, I forgot to show the bunny, right? So I'm going to stop this. Now in Get Started, in fact, I think what I'll do in Get Started is say, everyone, make sure all the turtles are showing, everyone ST. Okay, so let me save that. And hit go. Okay, so now he's shown up. Use the mouse to control the paddle. I'm controlling the paddle. And we just want to make sure that we add to the score when we hit the bunny. You're gonna hit it. There. Oh! I went straight to game over. Oh, because I was already at 3, wasn't I? So maybe we should rethink what that score should start at, or I don't know. But yeah, so maybe we should start at the winning score divided by 2 and make the winning score be 4, something like that. So you can. So this is how these things go. You know, you just play around with them until you have things the way you want them, and then when you do, oh, I hit the wrong thing. I'm gonna just cancel that. What I meant was everyone show turtle. Oh, why does it do that? Oh, I think because it's this guy's touching the bunny, I think. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so but we'll have that fixed because we're gonna when we say get start, we're gonna move this guy so he won't be touching any bunnies. But now let's say we got this guy how we want it. So now what you could do is you can actually see. I'm gonna the same way I highlighted the text box. You can highlight a turtle. Just kind of drag a rectangle so it overlaps the turtle, and you see you have these gray bars. They're not the same as these drag bars on the text box, but you'll see these gray boxes. And what you can do is you can say copy and paste, and you can paste as many of these guys as you want, and they'll have all the same procedures, the same shape, and all that stuff as the first one. They'll have different names because you have to name turtles differently, but you can have these guys scattered all over the board now, however you want to arrange them. And they have all the behaviors, so you can look and see. Oh, that's T1, that's the one we started with, but you can see all of these. They'll have different names. This is T3, but it has all the same procedures, has the same shape and all that jazz. Okay? So now if I say go, okay, and I can hit that guy, and as long as I don't miss too many, I can win pretty quickly, I think. Game over. So again, it's not as nice as it could be because it's not saying if you won or lost, right? But that's something you can play around with, and I'm gonna go ahead and quit this now. I went way too long. I was having too much fun with this, and next time we'll look at levels or speed.